I just put a new hanger on this, a bigger size than this one here. And if you take a look, see this thing here, it's got, see the little hooks there it's got on it? One on one side and one on that one. That one's not broke. The two here, see what it did? It broke a hook off right there and right there, and it fell down. So, and you notice this one twists like a rope, and this one don't. So this one may hold it, I don't know. But this one is kaput. That only lasts, I put it up there about an hour ago. And as you can see, this thing's got new shoots growing up here and one over here. I don't know how long that'll hold. It may hold it. We'll see. We'll see. Now, this one, these caladiums, I like these things. Oh, yes, I do. I like the caladiums. I like the begonias. Matter of fact, I don't, you know, I'm stuck here. I'm trying to say, is there any plants that I don't like? I don't like corn plants. I don't like corn plants. I don't like the wandering Jew over there. I don't like that. I can't think of any plants I don't like. I've still not got this deck cleaned up. I'm working on it though. I got these little hangers here that I can put it on these pots. I'm gonna try to start a bunch of Christmas cactus in these things. I need to cut these off so I don't mistake them for being good ones. I'll cut that one off too. Boy, that's not tough, I'll tell you that. Now, these, I wonder why they, not sure. I think there's 3 in here. Now the other day, when my middle grandson was over here helping me clean up this deck and stuff, I had about 4 or 5 of these. And they were kind of rusty looking because they got rained on out here and I didn't realize it, and so I didn't notice. But guess what? They were rusty, and I think they assumed they were no good. And they throw them away. Of course, that's my fault. There's one chain. And there's the other chain. Got that one on there. I got to go around back. All right. Yeah, I love these begonias. You know, I've been doing a lot of research and stuff. I want to have plants inside the house, but plants when they're inside are more susceptible to getting things like spider mites and all that stuff than they are if you got them outside. But I was watching this one lady. What is her name? Heart-shaped leaves, something like that. And she had a plant had a bunch of spider mites on it. And she went through this hole where she sprayed them with something, and then she sat there and she washed the leaves, each individual leaf, and brushed them, using a makeup brush and all that stuff. She went through a lot of trouble to get that plant cleaned up. But she did say something I found interesting. If you got a plant inside a bunch of other plants and one plant's got the spider mites, if you don't have them touching, they can't transfer it to another plant. So it's not airborne, in other words. But I got some new shoots coming up on my, and these Hawaiian Thai plants, or these cordylines, they're not doing very good. Maybe it takes more time, I don't know. And my little rose bushes that I was started from cuttings, these are, they look good, but they're not really growing fast. Anyway, I'm gonna get my scooter out and go around back. I'm gonna take this trash. I'm gonna try not to accumulate any trash. Drag these over here. And I actually, folks, again, I'm gonna ask y'all, did you know what this plant is right here? What is this? But it wasn't this big when we put it in here. The cutting, this all grew, and now it's got another shoot right there. I guess you can see that. It's coming straight up, and it'll do the same thing this one's doing. As well, this one right here will do the same thing. So it's getting kind of big. I need to put it in a bigger pot. And I don't want them falling over. See, if this wasn't tied to this stake, it would fall over. And look at all the new leaves coming on that. So I like the way this looks, you know. I don't know what the name of it is though, folks. So a little help here. Name that plant. Name that plant. What do you think it is? I would like to know. Alright, I'm going around back. I'm going to get my scooter out. Alright. Got one there's blooming. But there's little buds all every single limb. I can't see any limbs. Every limb. Even that one's got buds on it. Those are low down. Every limb has 2 or 3, at least 2 or 3. That one's got 4 buds. So when this thing busts out, it's gonna be gorgeous. I'm here to tell you, I am so anxious. And also, I'm going to take this limb right here, it's way down there. I'm gonna air layer this thing way down there. I'm gonna do that one like that and that one. So I'm gonna get 2 more bushes off of that. And this one over here is the same thing. It's the same kind, but it started getting leaves a lot later than that one did over there. And this is called a Arden's Hardy Hibiscus, but I don't see no buds on this one yet. But matter of fact, I'm probably gonna try to take and air layer that one too later on. I got to figure out what, you know what, these need to be in the shade. They're not direct sun tolerant. And I don't know whether to put them in the ground or not. But they're doing good. Those there, I don't like the way them's looking so far, but I got to get them straightened up, cleaned up. I want to air layer some more of these. This is Camellias, and they're beautiful when they're in bloom. But this viburnum, you can see them things there, they're blooming. This whole tree's doing that. But that shouldn't have been allowed to get that big. Shouldn't have been allowed to get that big. Now, what did I come around here for? Oh my God. The Darber. I come around here for something, folks. What was it? I don't know. I can't. What did I come around here for? I was going to look at something. Oh, I know what I was coming around here for. Now, I've still got, oh, I want you to look coming out of that bucket, out of that pot down there. Can you see that? Can you see that little snake? I've run across him several times out here. See him, look at him. Maybe he'll strike my camera. Hey, snakey, snakey. I ain't gonna bother you. He's got his head stuck out there. I ain't gonna bother you, buddy. You go ahead. Now, them there's not making anything. I don't know what's going on, and I can't tell if there's something in that pot or not. I can't remember. But I won't bother him. I wonder if I ought to let him bite at me. Let me see. No, I ain't gonna bother him. I leave the wildlife alone. There he goes. There he goes. Oh, hey, I just about run over him. There he goes under my scooter. There he goes. There he goes. He's gone. That thing's about 3 or 4 foot long. And I got to cut all these lines. I had that cleaned up one time. Now, what did I come out? Oh, I need to check it before I do anything. Let's, oh my goodness. Now that's the pepper plants. This is the loquats. And this those are coming up good. It is sweet peppers, that's pimentos. That's pimentos right there. Now I like the pimentos, and this is loquat right there now. And this is mild jalapeno peppers. This I can't. It faded on me. So I don't know what it is. It ain't nothing coming up, but I got one more mild jalapeno coming up. That's good. And those are pimentos. And I won't. The only vegetables I'm gonna fool with is mild jalapeno peppers and bell peppers. I'm not gonna do any more with tomatoes because I'm not having any luck with them at all. Let's see. Get over here a minute, take a look. Now these are doing good. They like that indirect shade. Now, I'm going to let me put put my hat back on. I'm going to set this one out by the mailbox, and I'm probably going to set this one out by the mailbox. Boy, these things are growing, I'm telling you. And this is these golden dewdrops. Now this gets a beautiful little flower on it if you just, like that man that's got that tree that I get the cuttings off of, he keeps cutting it back. He don't let them bloom. And I may set an Elvenar out there too. Yes. This was a cutting. This is they were all cuttings, and this one was too. Actually, there's one. There's actually 3 in here. Actually 3 in there. Okay. I looked at my cuttings. That's what I come out here for. I wonder if Elvenar, how they do in direct sunlight. Cause I was saying, you know what? Call me weird. I don't know. Whatever you want to call me, but I tell you what, this is a dadgone weed. Hey baby, go ahead. Little lizard, snake will be eating you if you hang around. I wonder how that would do. I like the way it looks. And it's a perennial. Well, it's a cotton picking weed for one thing. I wonder how that would do if you kept it trimmed up and everything. Would it bush out more? And it's sure, I like the way that looks. I don't care if it is the way, I like the way it looks. Matter of fact, a while back I thought about pulling it up back in the winter when it was dormant and putting it in the pot, because it gets a little flower on it. And I don't know if it's invasive. If it was invasive, it would been spread out more. But nothing. The same two that was here last year, right there. Here they are, and they're looking beautiful. I like weeds. Weird, really weird. I like weeds. And there's something else. Well, I ain't going back there. I go back there, I'll get stuck for sure. But I'm thinking about planting from the end of the house down there to up about there, planting some Elvenars. My daughter was wanting to plant some kind of hedges down through here on the line, but I'm not sure exactly where the line's at. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I got any more of those hooks. I bet I'm gonna have to order some more of those hooks. I need a bunch of hooks. No hooks there. No hooks there. There's no hooks there, so I'm gonna have to order some hooks. Nope. No hooks. I'm gonna have to order some more hooks. All right, I gotta sit down. I got to sit down. Come on, baby, get some roots on you. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, folks. I'm what do you call them people that what do you call it? Well, whatever it is, I'm a wannabe. But yeah, I've got a couple of them I'm gonna set out there. What's the name of the people that Herb or something? Well, that's what I am, a wannabe. I'm not one, I'm just a wannabe. I swear I can't get over how nice that weed looks. You know, I collected seeds off of this thing last year, but I don't know what I did with them. Anyway. I've been thinking about my daddy. I don't know if somebody said, well, do you think your mother loved you? Well, I don't know. I think she might have at one time. I don't know. I know at some point in my life, my mother probably said, I love you, son. But I can't recall it. And same thing about my daddy. Did he love me? I don't know. The sweetest, nicest thing he ever did for me was I was renting this building. It was a big building. It was a car dealer. It was a Ford Motor Company car dealership that was built in somewhere around the 1920s. Big old brick building, had a big garage hooked to it and everything, had all them hydraulic car lifts that you drove your car and it raised you up in there and all that stuff. And it was big. It was big. had a parts department, and when they moved out of that, they built a new building. Ford Motor Company said they had to get an up-to-date building, so they built one out on the interstate, and they left that one, and they left a ton of brand new parts for older model Ford cars and stuff that was in that parts department. Left a ton in there. And he wanted to sell me that building instead of me renting it to the man that owned it. What was his name? Bishop? I think it was Bishop. Yeah, it was. Sam Bishop. And he wanted a pretty good down payment. And I had a little money saved up, but it wasn't enough for the down payment. And Daddy was asking me about it one day, and I didn't have enough. And he went and sold. He had there was 9 children, aunts and uncles, and they all had a ninth of part of that property of my grandparents. And his second wife was living in that house at the time. He died, and she could live there the rest of her life. But once she died, the house went to them, the property. And Daddy went and sold his part. And I forget which one of my aunts or uncles it was, but he sold it to them. They just about stole it from him. But all he wanted was enough money to put with the money that I had so that I could get that building. And he did that, and he come in there one day and said, "Are you still wanting to buy the building?" And I said, "Yeah, but I can't do it." And he said, "Well, I've got enough for you where you have to put with the money you got, and you can get the building." So I bought it. And it was a good piece of real estate. It was right across the street from the Dinwiddie County courthouse. The courthouse is across the street. And it had been there since the 20s. And if it hadn't have been for him, I couldn't have got that place. And I eventually sold it. I should have never sold it. Should have never sold it. Is today Tuesday? Yeah, I believe it is. And so that was the nicest thing he ever did for me. But boy, that was a nice building. And there was so much more I could have done with that if I'd have just thought about it. I could have rented that garage part out that had all the lifts and everything in it. I could have rented that out to a mechanic. But I didn't want nobody in there. It was connected to the building, that part that I was using. I could have rented the parts department out. I could have rented the body shop. It had all of it. It was a dealership. But didn't do it. Didn't do it. But Daddy helped me get that. And I forget how much. It seemed like the building back then, it was about $100,000, and That was a lot of money back then. Today, that same place would have been worth probably 400. It could have even been worth $500,000. It sure could. Anyway, Lordy, folks. And you know, that building, the parts department, I mean, they left brand new parts, and there was parts in there for 1930s model cars. There was mechanical brake assemblies and stuff for, I think it was a 38 or 37 Ford. There was stuff in there for parts for 1955 Thunderbird. There was parts in there for 56, 57 Ford models, you know, body parts and stuff. And I just about give that stuff away to get it out of there. Not realizing, and that was in the 70s. That was in the 70s. And upstairs where the office was and everything, there was all kinds of flags and banners and stuff for the different years of different Fords and stuff. Stuff could have got a mint for that stuff. Didn't do it. I give most of that away. Give most of that away. Crazy. And there was brochures and all that stuff, different years, you know, Fords and stuff. I remember brochures in there for 1957 Ford. I kept them, lost those in the fire. 57 was my favorite Ford model. That and the 55 Thunderbird. There was stuff in there for 53, 54 Fords. There was stuff in there for the little box car looking car, you know, the 49s, 50s, and 51s. Makes me sick today just to think about it. We all make mistakes, but I believe I made my more than my share of big mistakes. I really do. And that building, it had a boiler back there in the garage part that heated that whole building. It was like steam heat. And I decided I was going to use that for the heat because it got cold there during the winter. And I had them come out and fill up that tank of fuel oil. It was kerosene, because that's what the boiler used. I got that thing, it was 1,000 gallons. And Mr. Bishop, after I done that, he said, you ought not to done that. There's cheaper heat. And I'm thinking, well, how expensive could it be? And I found out. That thing burned 1,000 gallons in 2 weeks. Kept the building nice and warm, you know, every part of it. You could turn parts of it off. But I had to fill that tank up again with 1,000 gallons, and after that, boy, I shut that sucker down and sold it for scrap. Wow. $1,000. Couple of weeks, that 1,000 gallons was gone. But it's nice and warm in there. Even the office and everything, you know, where the salesmen go in there and make their deal, sales on cars and stuff. It was a nice big building. Had big glass windows up front. Not as big as they are now, but they were, for back then when it was built, they were big windows. It was surely a nice building. And the part I was using was the showroom and offices. That's the part I was using. I wasn't using the garage part. Now I worked on my car a time or two and run them lifts up. You know, I had a big compressor in there. Matter of fact, that building came with that compressor. Big old compressor. And I had air all over the building. Dream on, daughter. And my cousin, I sold that building to my first cousin. And eventually he sold it and it got tore down and they sold a part of the land. Because it was in a prime location, right there in the center of Dinwiddie. In the courthouse right across the street. Right across the street. And the parking lot, now the parking lot wasn't paved, it was gravel and dirt. And sometimes I'd go out there just looking around for old Civil War stuff, you know, the bullets and stuff. And I found quite a bit of that stuff back there. And matter of fact, even the house that I was living in that we bought, it was sitting right on a campground of the Union soldiers. There was a little creek run down through there, and you could find stuff, belt buckles and bullets and just bits and pieces of different things. Never did really look for it too much, but I had people would come through there with metal detectors getting permission to go through there and look. All right, folks, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I'm just out here not doing much of nothing. And there's that, see that rusty chain there? That's them chains that got thrown away was like that. But I gotta order some more of these hooks. All right, folks. Whew. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. And I'm fixing to go in there and order me some hooks. I wished I had a bag of perlite. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.